And we're back. Welcome back to Melanin and Me podcast, everybody.
Hey. What is up? I am so excited to be on here actually because we have not recorded an official podcast since our beautiful 35th birthday trip. We did do a podcast while we were in the Maldives, but we haven't done like an official one. So there's been a lot happening. I mean, my gosh, like I can't even really conceptualize what's all been going on. I think because every time some news hits, it's like, oh my God, girl, we got to record. And then there's times when we have recorded and we're like, oh, it's been kind of dry lately. What's been, girl, we kind of fishing for stuff to talk about. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm excited to get on here and dig in.
Yes, it has been a lot. Mia, when you get excited, girl, you get excited.
Ew.
It was like,
just go.
No, go for real. I know the first topic. Go on. I think y'all are gonna be entertained by my viewpoint. So please start us off with.
Okay. With Will Smith.
Yeah, I know that's what you're so excited to talk about.
Actually, I had another topic, but because it's so juicy, Will Smith is juicy, but there's another one that I'm actually it's really funny. It's just funny. I can't wait to bring it up.
Yeah. After this. And we're already like 2 days in, and it's you know how social media is. They play everything out. Like this Will Smith thing has been dragged out over these 48 hours, like nonstop.
But because we've waited, there have been more developments as well.
Girl, I'm not surprised.
So as most of us know, that Will Smith and Chris Rock have gotten into an altercation at the Oscars. That was this Sunday? Was this Sunday? Allegedly, Sunday?
I think it was Sunday, girl. I think it was Sunday.
I think it was Sunday. Well, anyways, nonetheless, the Oscars happened. Chris Rock was doing what he does best, hosting, and he made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and referenced her as like G.I. Jane 2 because she has a bald, like she has shaven her head. Okay. I knew that she shaved her head from an alopecia standpoint. That's only because I watched the Red Table Talk and I've seen her
you do
discuss that. But on the other side of it, if I was not a Red Table Talk viewer, I could also see where there's a large population that did not know that as well, right? But anyways, Chris Rock made a comment, G.I. Jane 2, cameras pointed to Will Smith. The first thing that happened is we see Will laughing, like, ha, 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 ha. The camera then moves over to Jada. She gives like this eye roll over it. Really, we're going there type of.
Jada gave one of them jumps where it's like
again,
really? Like when a loser keeps freaking bothering you, or like
that part, like a gnat, like a little, like I just wish I could flick you. So as soon as the camera turned from Will laughing to Jada's like over it face, we see Will walk up to the stage and approach Chris Rock, who I feel like felt that he was going to come up there, snatch the mic, maybe say a few words. And, he slapped.
Just said say a few words.
I did, because if you notice, he was like, Richard, okay. He was like, okay, as he's walking up. And then it was like, whap. And it was like, oh, shit. Like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. And, and for a lot of us, we didn't know if this was staged. We didn't know. For me, I felt like it was staged until Will got back to his seat and then proceeded to say, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Not only did he say it once, he said it twice, a little bit even more louder. And here we are. All right, here we are. Will Smith did go home with an Oscar. This was, again, a shocking surprise to me that this was the first time he had ever won an Oscar as many films as he's done. So the fact that he won an Oscar for King Richard that same night that this mayhem happened is also very bittersweet, honestly. But, you know, this is where we are. Spectators are saying, you know, they better not take his Oscar away. I mean, you know, there have been rapists and people that have done far worse that still hold their Oscars. And my belief is that Will Smith should still be able to have his Oscar. That is my personal opinion. And the other part of this is too, for me, and I'll let you speak, Whitney, you know, my thoughts on it, honestly, I see both sides of it. Do I agree that he should have went up there and slapped the man? No, obviously no. Do I also feel like celebrities are human, and regardless of, you know, how much they should or shouldn't be able to take from the general public, do they have breaking points? Absolutely. I know from just being a regular person, I have a breaking point and I go off, or I may want to feel like I'm going to slap somebody. So do I feel like Will has been going through a lot of stuff in the media, so forth and so forth, whatever the case may be, whether it be with his wife, things from his childhood, from not protecting his mother, that was abused, all these things going on in his head. I don't really know. I do feel like Will. Yep, it was in his book. It was in his book that he wrote, that he felt that, you know, he felt helpless, like he never protected his mother, in seeing her get abused and all the things. So, you know, who's to say? Spectators are saying it could be a accumulation of things, you know, the whole entanglement era with Jada and him.
That was about 2 years ago. They've been making 2 years ago, at least 2 years now.
Exactly. And I honestly, as much as people are saying like, well, they chose to put their business out there, they chose to do that. As much as I feel like, yes, that was a choice for them to go there, I also don't think that they really thought that they would be going in on Will Smith like that. I don't think Will thought in his mind that they would be like just dragging him. And it wasn't dragging him in a good way. It was like dragging him like he's a simp, like he's soft, like he just, you know, whatever the case may be. So who knows? I don't know, but I just think the man should be able to keep his Oscar.
True. My first reaction was that it was fake. You know me, my conspiracy theorist ass. I was just like, this looks fake. Like, I just couldn't with the slap. It just looked very like, it looked almost like, I don't know, rehearsed. And it's like, I've been to these award shows. I haven't been to the Oscars, but I've been to the Emmys. I've been to the Grammys. When I tell you these cameras are all set up for these acts, it's just how everything was set and where Will Smith was seated and how he got up and how the camera panned out. And then they had the close up. I'm like, I don't know if y'all had this prepared, or maybe Will was supposed to get up there and do something else, but it just looked like it was ready and set for Will to approach the stage. Like how the cameras was moving, how Will was right there in the front of the stage. It just, I don't know. Call me crazy, but my gut instinct was that shit was set up in some way, shape, or form. I don't know why. I don't know for what reason, but it's given a little Jesse a little bit. All right, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know if that's real. I don't know shit, y'all. I just don't know. But if it is real, you know, I feel like, yes, Will should keep his Oscar, but then at the same time, it's just like, a part of that is just like, I'm appreciative of the place we're at now, where a lot of people are saying, oh, this is a disgrace and Will Smith is a disgrace. How dare you do this at the Oscars, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, the Oscars have kept Black people out of these fucking award shows for so long. They barely win. It's been 25, 30 years and y'all finally giving this man a fucking Oscar. Like, fuck y'all Oscar. You know, who gives a damn if it's the Oscar? Who cares if it's disorderly, whatever? You're lucky we're even here, because a few years ago we was boycotting y'all for y'all racist ass bullshit. So personally, I don't give a fuck about the whole like, oh, you know, it was just so disorderly and it's just so out of line for Will Smith's character. Like, if this man did snap or whatever, Sure, it's not okay to hit people, but first of all, Chris Rock is so corny. He's been so corny. The joke wasn't even funny, regardless of it being like disrespectful. It wasn't funny. Like, half the people in the room don't even know G.I. Jane because that movie was 35 years ago. Like, come on, you're too corny for me. Also, another reason why it's questionable about the validity if this is real or not is because Chris Rock had no real reaction to being slapped. It was like he was prepared to be slapped. Like, I don't know if maybe they had prior beef or something like that, but it's just like, as a man, as a human being, I would think if someone slaps you, you're going to like have a reaction. Like, if it's, if it's not arranged, if I walk up and slap the shit out of you, Mia, regardless, your reaction is gonna be to put your hands up, to slap me back, to push me away, to something, and then maybe like, oh shit, I'm hosting. But it's just like this man had no reaction to being slapped. Like, are you that much of a punk? Like, I'm just so confused. It was I've never seen no shit like this in my life. I'm like, what is real life? This can't be real life. This can't be.
Right.
You tell me you're a grown ass 40, 50-year-old black man, you're gonna let somebody slap you in your face and you don't even.
But not only slap you, it was a bitch slap. Like, might I add, it was an open hand, like, bitch slap. Like, that is like
his whole shoulder went into the slap and then bounced back. It was giving like shoulder lean. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy ass slap. And it's just like, how do you not react to that? Like, are you sedated or something? Because I just don't understand how you just like it. That was crazy to me. That was fucking insane. A lot of celebrities have spoken out with their disapproval of the night's events. One of them being Jim Carrey, and I'm very torn about this because
what did he say?
I fucks with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey said a lot more than he should have said. Jim Carrey should have just minded his damn business, because I get him being an actor. Jim Carrey said that things were just out of line and Chris Rock did not press charges, but he should have. And he said if it was him, Will Smith would have been slapped with a $200 million lawsuit the very next day. That would have been the headline. That's what Jim Carrey said. And Jim Carrey got on Gayle King's platform because Gayle King decided to fucking interview Jim Carrey, out of all people, about his opinions of Will Smith. Gayle been doing questionable shit, okay? But that is what Jim Carrey said on Gayle King's platform or whatever. And basically just was like, if the Oscars did take away Will's award, he would understand and support that. And also that Chris Rock should call the police and should have called the police. But it's just like, you don't know what goes on between two black men, and Chris Rock isn't going to put a black man in jail over a bitch slap. Like, that's going to make him look like even more of a punk than he already is looking like.
And I feel like, too, because white people and other people that don't understand our culture, like I was explaining to my husband this, I felt like this was like a altercation between two cousins at a cookout. You know what I mean? Where you had the cookout, and so like, what, nigga, what you say? And then somebody's like, whoa, we not doing this here, da-da-da-da. And then by the end of the night, everybody's like, you know what, bruh, I fucked up, my bad, I apologize. Like, our culture is a lot different than just, oh my God, she cussed at me, I'm about to call the police. Or, oh my God, you tapped me on the shoulder and I took it the wrong way, I'm calling the police. Like, where was the same energy on January 6th?
Girl, we don't call the police.
Talk about behavior and decorum and what different types of stages when y'all out here tearing up the Capitol.
That's because they have guns. They have no fear of the police. They have such an authority complex where a lot of them believe that they can storm the Capitol because the Capitol owes them with guns, and they'll walk out unscathed because they just feel so protected by the law, by the universe. They just know, like they know nothing's gonna happen to them.
Privilege.
As opposed to black people, we're not calling the police unless somebody's dying. Like somebody has to be fucking dying. Like,
period.
Girl, our house got robbed. I still ain't want to call the police. Like,
right.
We had to call the police, but I didn't want to call the police.
Facts. I mean, it's true. It's true.
Like, that's the last.
That's probably been my most annoyance this whole process, is people being like, oh, the behavior. I mean, oh my God, Oscar. And I'm like
okay.
And I'll read my favorite quote after you get done with your opinion, which pretty much sums up how I feel. Because I agree with your point earlier. Not fuck the Oscars, but who's to say that this stage wasn't appropriate?
Who cares?
You can't dictate when I choose to be offended or where that should be.
All that shit's out the window, because y'all do whatever y'all want to do when y'all want to do it, and say whatever you want to say when you want to say it, on CNN, on Fox News, on whatever. So don't give us that. All right. If it's that much of a problem, then just take all the Black folks off of your fucking show. But guess what? Y'all wouldn't do that because you already know the ratings would sink. Okay. Nobody even knew that the fucking Emmys or Oscars, whatever the fuck it is, nobody knew the shit was even happening until
I didn't. Marlon woke me up out of my sleep. My husband woke me up out of my sleep and I was mad. I was like, what? He was like, check your phone. I was like, what? I woke up. I was like, oh damn, where was this? He said the Oscars. I was like, what?
Right. Which is another reason why I don't put shit past nobody when it comes to what these people will do for ratings and views and everything else. I don't know, and I don't know shit, but all I know is that I'm minding my business and everybody else should mind their business too. It's not that big of a deal. Shit happens. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
more power to Will Smith. Shit, if it's real, if it's fake, more power to you, because I've never seen Will even cuss like that. So I've never.
Well, and that's what they were saying. They're like, this is not. We've never seen Will misspeak, out of turn. I mean, fight, like. Even his music, like he didn't even use cuss words back in the day in his music, because he felt like, I didn't need to use profanity to get my message across. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why you don't judge people, because look at Will now, 35 years later, because you done suppressed all the profanity you could have been putting on your music. Now you done have an outburst on a damn grandstand stage. That's why let people vent, let people put that shit in their music, because they're not acting it out in everyday life. In reality, it's called art and expression, Yeah.
And, it's really, I will say that I did feel for him. And okay, let me say this. Chris Rock, if this was real,
yes,
I also feel for Chris Rock, because at the end of the day, he still was someone who, got hit, out of nowhere, whatever the case may be. He was still someone who, was in that position. You could clearly tell afterwards, even with him presenting Questlove, his award, and just thereafter, he was just very shook. I mean, he was mumbling, stuttering.
Wow.
Yeah, I
didn't see nothing but that clip.
I saw clips. I still didn't see the whole. I saw clips. I didn't see the whole, I didn't even watch the awards, but I saw clips, and you could see him clearly stuttering and mumbling, and to the point where he was like, you know what, just frick it, roll the clip, roll the tape. I mean, it's, so.
And he wasn't seen at any of these after parties, but I saw Will Smith partying it up and rapping and all types of shit. So
yeah. So with that being said, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith have come out and said that they will be discussing this on the Red Table Talk, which is not shocking, because everything's for ratings. It's kind of how I equate it to people having things. They're like, you know what, I'll discuss this on my YouTube channel. And what do? I immediately go to the YouTube channel to see their opinion or their thought or whatever. So I get it.
Yes, but that's another point as to why this could all be staged as well. Because coincidentally, everybody's going to the Red Table Talk to settle this shit. Now, I was confused when you posted that. I was confused if that meant that Chris Rock would be joining them. Because I saw the picture.
So. No,
I saw the
I don't
picture
think
of
so.
Chris Rock. Okay.
I don't think so.
I can see that. I can see that being huge too now.
It might be. It might be. That would be great. I mean, it would be great if he did. I don't know, because I don't even know. There has been a so Will Smith has come out and given a formal apology to not only Chris Rock, because there was speculation too there. They were like, okay, when he accepted his award, he still didn't apologize to Chris. He apologized to the Academy. Well, he has since come out with a formal apology, like a day later, apologizing. Written. Not only
I don't think
Chris,
that's gonna cut it. I think they're gonna want something more, verbal.
Well, yeah, publicly, but apparently to Chris, with the whole Chris thing, celebrities such as like Diddy, some other people, powerhouses, they said that they could confirm Chris and Will handled what they needed to handle, or they had a conversation and it has been squashed.
But did you see that Tony Rock came out and said that was a lie?
He did say that.
And then also,
right. And so Will came out with a written apology. Mm-hmm. Will came out with an apology. Chris allegedly came out with an apology, or not an apology, but like a formal statement. And people are saying that is not what he said, because what he basically said was basically like, I understand why Will did it. I apologize for the comment. I was insensitive, blah, 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 blah. Like, it almost was like, damn, like, but apparently I don't know if that's real or fake, because there have been a lot of rumors saying Chris did not come out with that. So I don't even know if Chris has responded to this. And if this is real, it would make sense maybe why he has not responded to this. Because he's probably, I don't know, maybe not okay with it. I don't know. But
he may be
as
also
of today,
I'm also hoping, I hope this isn't true, but he may be, when people aren't speaking, sometimes that's because that's the advisement of legal counsel to not speak, which means things are going to go the legal route. But we'll see. Hopefully it's not.
I mean, yeah. And so, as of today, the Academy said that they will now begin formally the disciplinary proceedings against Will Smith. He faces possible suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions that are permitted. Apparently, from the Academy, they did ask Will to leave the building. Will refused to leave the building. They said they would like to clarify.
I'm just saying, I'm just reacting to that. Like, wow, they really asked him to leave the building, because I didn't see no security come out. I didn't
formally. They said that they did ask Will to leave. He said that he would not. He refused, and so therefore, based on that, they're saying that he is now up for possible sanctions and up for getting his Oscar revoked, which people in the comments are having a fit, which I knew they would be when you got to the point where taking the Oscar away, only because of the precedent. The precedent is that people have done far worse things. There have been people that have had far worse allegations and actual things that have happened to them, and they still were able to keep their Oscar. So is there a possible fine that could be applied? A high, hefty one? Sure. Okay, fine. But to have this man be stripped of his Oscar over a bitch slap, I'm not even a little. No, I don't think that should happen. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that should happen.
I mean,
I don't think that should. I just don't. I don't think it should happen.
It doesn't take from the art.
That is where we are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is where we are with this as of today. The Academy formally came out with that, and apparently there was people like, oh well, I don't understand why he wasn't being asked to leave. Well, as of today, they are saying that he was asked to leave. He refused, and because of that, he is now up for additional consequences or whatever.
I would like to know when he was asked to leave, because I didn't see no security come out. Where was the security and stuff?
Well, they probably, something like that. I think that they probably would have went to, how they had breaks in between, like that we wouldn't see based on like a commercial, things like that. So maybe that, in my mind, I'm thinking if they did ask him to leave, then it was probably during the time when the cameras were not rolling for it to be shown. And honestly, I don't even know if it was probably a big deal of security. It might've been just a tap on the shoulder from someone. Hey, can you step this way? We need to, who knows? I don't know. I've never been to the Oscars.
That's ridiculous.
The formality of that, but
wow. Yeah. Well, God bless that whole situation. I don't know which way that should go, but I do hope Will can keep his Oscar. I mean, that's the least they could do. But then at the same time, man, I'm over these award shows, to be honest. Like, we need to create something else.
Oh, well, this just happened.
Uh-oh. Breaking news.
Breaking news. It's just like, as I'm on here talking about this, Chris Rock breaks his silence following incident with Will Smith. He says, I'm still processing what happened.
Uh-oh.
It says that Chris performed at the Wilbur in Boston and addressed the ordeal, telling the audience, I'm still processing what happened. Chris didn't say too much about the situation, but he did tell the fans and the audience that he would probably talk about it at some point in a serious manner. So I'm still processing what happened can mean a ton of different things.
Yeah, it can.
So to Whitney's point, again, we're saying if this is real and there has been a lot of silence, that could be that he's, watching what he says based because he is under legal advisement or whatever the case may be. And, at this point, it's so far in, like, I personally feel like it is real. But again, you never know what people will do for attention or whatever the case may be. I am over the people, and I'm just gonna say this, I'm over the people that keep saying they're traumatized. It's the word usage for me.
Yeah, like, don't tell me you're traumatized over a bitch slap. Like,
I'm just like, I can't. Like, I am traumatized. Yeah. I am just
Wanda.
It's almost
Sykes.
like they're just Wanda Sykes. Yeah,
like, girl, good day. Like, goodbye and good day. Zoe
like,
Kravitz. Girl, why are you even there?
Girl, like, please don't say anything because I actually like you.
I know I like her too, but it's just like
I really like Zoe. Love the family. Love her daddy. I'd rather people maybe use I'm disappointed.
That's the only thing you can say.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm disappointed.
Then again, it's like, who are you? Like, yeah. I don't give a damn. Well,
like, and I think though that for those that again, this is something that I didn't even realize because now this incident is overshadowing the other stuff. So Will Packard produced this Oscars, which apparently this is the only time a Black man or a Black person has ever been able to produce the Oscars. And also, I guess there were three hosts, two of color. I don't know the names. Samuel L. Jackson won an Oscar. Like, there had Questlove. Like, there have been other things, wonderful things that have happened during that night that have just been overshadowed from this incident, which has been unfortunate. But it is what it is.
But keep it real. Let's keep it real. Are we really going to watch the Oscars? We weren't.
No,
we were not watching the Oscars. Any way you slice it and dice it, I don't care how many awards y'all was throwing out. We would have double tapped the Shade Room fucking headline. Oh,
we'd be like, oh, interesting.
Oh,
my thing is the fashion.
Cute. Tap tap.
Yeah, I was saying my thing is the fashion. I'm on Fashion Bomb Daily and like, oh, okay, why she wear that? Okay, swipe. Oh, okay, yes, bitch, yes. And I move on.
Either way, Mr. and Mrs. Academy, we was not watching that shit. Like, it wasn't getting watched. Okay, like, we weren't gonna watch it, and we're probably still not gonna watch it. We're just gonna watch those clips. So it's just like, be grateful that y'all are trending for the first time in, I don't know, fucking 10 years. And just,
right.
Chris Rock, you and Will, I think y'all gonna have an back office conversation.
Right.
Let your people call his people, see what y'all can do as rich people to make it right. I'm sure there's something y'all can do as rich people to make it right. Will is a little bit more richer than you, I think. I'm not
a lot
sure.
more richer. Will's a lot.
Okay, Will's more rich.
A lot more richer.
Okay, by the bitch slap, I would say he was richer, but I don't know.
Yeah, Will's money is.
Yes. Will got that long money, so I feel like
long money.
That may be actually why. Let me actually, you know what? I may actually need to take back everything I said about Chris Rock, because he may be on some mastermind type shit. Like, yeah, why hit Will Smith? Why hit this rich ass man when you can just play the victim and get your
check? And that's
check?
what my husband said. My husband said that Chris does not have the money that Will Smith has. He thought instantly about that check flashing before him, and he had to step into that professional. It's not that it was it, and listen,
because he was at work. When I think about it, he was at work.
This is a job. This was his job. Will was an attendee, nominator for his job. This was a check for Chris Rock.
Chris had a hosting gig.
And think about this. Chris, I feel also very bad for him too, because he's a comedian, and a lot of people are saying, if anybody can get away with anything, typically it's a comedian, right? So now when Chris Rock goes to perform, what is he gonna get followed behind that? Nigga, you better not say nothing. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. That's gonna be the thing everywhere for him for at least for a while. Yeah. And that's his job. This is how he makes his money, is by making jokes and making light of situations that are maybe in dark moments. So I just feel so bad. I feel bad. If this is real, this is a terrible
joke. Get some money though, man.
Exactly. And even if this is not taken legally, I do feel like Will Smith is going to take care of him or do something for him. You know, right. I just do. Yeah,
he bought old boy a house.
Well, Will Smith has the track record, right? He has a track record of just being a decent human being, right? 2, on the set of King Richard, I was watching The Breakfast Club like a couple weeks ago, and the mother, did you watch that movie? The mother that played Serena and Venus's mom went on The Breakfast Club and basically said to Will, like, look, I did not get paid what I thought I should have gotten paid. Yeah. And this was a private conversation. It wasn't anything to be broadcast. What did Will Smith do? Went back, did what he needed to do. But not only did she get paid what she should have gotten, well, she felt she should have gotten paid, he also gave the rest of the people a bonus or whatever the case may be. So how many times do we see this happening where, you have the Moniques, you have the Tiffany Haddishes or whoever else is complaining about not being paid as much as Amy Schumer and all these other different things. And they're complaining, but nothing is being done about it. So what do? They come to us to be like, hey, can y'all boycott Netflix? Can you do this? Will Smith knew that, hey, I have this in my power to make right. And he made it right. I love that. And that was just like a hush thing. That what still hasn't been broadcasted.
I know. So he made it as right as he could.
Within his power.
Because he gave them the bonus that made them feel comfortable with the role. Because I watched the interview too. But I mean that is a stand-up guy for real. And I do feel like you get tired of being that good person all the time. Like you just get tired of always doing so good by everybody and feeling like no one treats you with respect, or you know what I'm saying? People going to treat you any type of way, but you look out for everyone. And yeah, he just snapped, honestly. Yeah.
And that's really just my thoughts on it. I said, you know what? That was a man that had yes, he was laughing at first. And I think when he saw his wife and her irritation, it was more so like, you know what, right now, god damn it, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I am tired of that damn meme of my face where I look hurt and pain floating around. I'm tired of you coming for my wife. I'm tired of you coming for me. I'm tired of you coming for Willow. I'm tired of you coming I think he literally just snapped. I think
yeah, because Willow's bald too. Shit.
I think life just flashed before his eyes. And in his moment, he just, Because again, we're all human. I know I have had some moments where I have not necessarily thought in the moment about certain things and I've reacted. And I can only imagine being on that level where it's your job, like he said, to take criticism all the time, no matter who it comes from. He's like, that's what we as celebrities are told to do. Just take
all
it.
it is
take
too.
it,
Yeah.
take it.
What
Take it.
Do.
You can't, whatever. So, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So, well, I mean, those were my thoughts on that. I'll be watching the Red Table Talk. Huh?
Yeah, I was like, we'll keep a close eye on this situation.
More and more developing reports as they unfold. Stay tuned.
More will be developing.
All right. So I want to say this because this is so funny to me. It's just funny. So today Blac Chyna put out a tweet and said, yesterday I had to give up 3 of my cars. My reasons, morals, beliefs, being a single mother, no support. I'm a mama.
Okay.
So the comments, of course, were, well, this is humility at its best for her. Like, we love this Blac Chyna. Like, wow, you are a mom. Like, kudos to you for not getting child support and volunteering and sharing this information that you got to give 3 of your cars back, yada, 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 yada. Right. So, and then she then adds emphasis shortly after and says, single, no support, child support.
Okay.
So here come the baby daddies. Okay.
Daddies.
Baby daddies. So Rob Kardashian goes first. He says, I pay $37,000 a year for my daughter's school. I handle every single medical expense. I pay for all her extracurricular activities. I have my daughter from Tuesday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? Tyga then says, I pay $40,000 a year for my son's school and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? Why would she come out and say, here's the thing. If you get your child, if you basically what they're saying is, bitch, you get your child 2 days a week, barely a day a week. So
does she not have custody? I'm confused. They have full custody?
Apparently not. Apparently not. From what both of these men are saying, and I'm sure that they can back it up. Rob don't say nothing about nothing.
Rob don't come out.
The fact that Rob didn't came out of retirement, and we all know that Kris Jenner, baby, if it's one thing she gonna do, she gonna make sure the finances are in order, and she gonna make sure that the legality shit is in order. So I have no doubt that what he's saying is straight to a T, because we hear nothing from Rob, right? So again, I would have been okay with Blac Chyna just being like, you know what? I had to give up 3. Really, you didn't have to say any of this, but I guess maybe she felt like it was going to come out anyway. Maybe she felt like it was going to come out anyway, and she wanted to get ahead of it about her 3 cars being taken. That's the only thing in my mind that I would make sense as to why you even volunteer that information. Yeah, but if you're going to say it, just be like, you know what? I have a ton of cars. I don't want all these cars. I don't need all these cars. I gave 3 of these back, blah, blah, blah. Why would you then put in, I'm a single mom, no support, no child support, no this, no that? It's like, girl.
I think maybe she's trying to get child support.
Yeah, well, obviously. I mean, the kids are like, what, 10 now? But yeah, they're like 7 and 10, but she's probably been trying to get child support.
7 and 10?
Girl, they're old. Her kids are, let me see how old they are.
No. The one she has a Rob is like a toddler. Got to be like 4.
Okay.
7.
Let's see.
Either way,
how old?
It sounds as if she's upset that she doesn't have like a check, that she's not getting a check that she can do with what she pleases. It sounds like she's upset that the money is already kind of allocated for what the kids need. That's what it sounds like to me. She wants a check from somebody. But I'm just wondering, like,
what
Blac Chyna,
men are doing now are getting custody of their kids. These celebrities are figuring it out And they're like, you know what? I'm gonna get joint custody, or I'm gonna get full custody. If I can't get full custody, I'm gonna get half. Because what I'm not gonna do is you just gonna keep having babies by me, and I'm paying you $80,000 a month. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta be careful. And it sounds like
that's why she's upset, to be honest. And it's like I'm wondering, like, Blac Chyna, what do you do? What do you have going on? Like, everything.
Her kids are 9 and 5.5.
Okay, 9 and 5. So, okay, I thought like 4 or 5.
But so instead of 10 and 7, 9 and almost 6. So 9 and 5. So either way, girl, you get your kids 2 days a week, 1 day a week. That is preposterous to me. Like, there are mothers, and here's where I'm like, okay, it's really unfortunate, because there are mothers that are single moms who get their kids 7 days a week. They don't have help. They don't have they literally don't have child support, because they are the only parent, by choice or not by choice. So whatever the case may be, whatever their situations are. And it's like, you took a second out of your day to make a post to prey on that narrative of, oh, I'm a single mom, I had to give back 3 of my, most people, some moms have to give back their only car.
They don't have a car.
They don't have multiple cars to be able to give back, So it's just like, I that was really like, for me, the funny part came in when the baby daddies clap back, because a lot of times you see the baby mamas clap back about a no good dad. So for this one, it was like the narrative was flipped, and it was like, oh no, you're not trying to make me out to be, when this is what I do, this is what I pay for. And on top of that, I get my kid 6 days a week. What are you talking about? So
why does she not have her kids? Like, she gotta get her life together.
She gotta get her life together. I mean, if not for you, then for your kids, surely.
Yeah. And it's sad, because we know where she comes from with Tokyo Toni. So it's just,
and think about it. Cycle. When's the last time we heard of Blac Chyna? Like, I haven't heard her in the media in a long time.
Last time I seen her is when she went off on them folks in the airport. She went off on people.
When was that?
Girl, like a few months ago, around Christmas time. She said this airport she said, all y'all need to get vaccinated. That's why the lines is long. And
I did see that.
Just went off on everybody.
So again, it was like she was in the media for
going off.
Not talent or something she produced, or it was like her mouth, like.
And it's sad too, because I heard a little Blac Chyna song that she was rapping on, and she sounded okay. Like, she didn't sound bad. Like, I would have listened to the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh wow, this is Blac Chyna,
right?
Like, I don't know who wrote the bars or whatever, but it sounded decent. I'm like, okay, girl, you could do that and be a mediocre artist and make you at least $100,000 a year with your social media following. Like,
for sure.
Why do you need these men? You got the platform, you got the followers. Just sell some fucking lip gloss or some weave, and get some money coming in. I don't understand
here's the thing. I think too, though, that it's like what some people are. You have to be responsible with the money that you are bringing in. There's a lot of people that have their moment, and you got 2 kids by some really great potentials, and you still trying to chase a bag when you could have been putting up money into investments, or I don't know. You could be doing a lot of living, but
she probably thought she was done. You got 2 rappers. Oh, not rapper, but you got a millionaire's baby and a rapper's baby. You think you're set. She probably just thought.
Well, and on top of that, you also think that the money that you have been making from like club promotions and deals and ads and influence, like all the other things that you've been getting money from shows, you think that, I'm gonna be hot forever, or I'm gonna at least be hot for another extra whatever. And when that time is cut, it is cut.
It is over. When it's over, it's over.
It's over.
And as women, especially if you're a woman who overly sexualizes yourself, and your whole gig is your body and being sexy, that's going to get old. Not only is it going to get old, you're going to get old. So it's just like, you can only do that, but for so long. Like, you gotta have an exit plan. That's for any of these girls or ladies, whatever. If you want to be in stripping or OnlyFans or whatever the fuck it is, if it's about your body, you got to have a backup plan, because you can only do that shit for so long. Like, same thing with athletes. You can only do that shit for so long. Your body's going to break down. So you got to hold on to your money, because you can't play after 40. You know, like, it is what it is. You just got to think long term. And it's sad when these girls think having a baby is going to be having them set for life.
And my thing is, why, again, it goes back to the original question that you had. Girl, why don't you have your kids?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's drugs.
It's very rare for a judge. It is very rare for a judge to give full custody or more custody to a father than a mother. Like, usually it's a fight. It's a true fight. So for both of these kids, every time. So for both of these kids to be with their dads more than the mother.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
I could only think it has to be something. And it's weird that they didn't, like, I mean, maybe they're trying to protect her, because they could have thrown her under the bus. Like, you know, like, you're not
been probably thrown her under the bus. But again, and it goes to show how mature they are. You know, they're like, shit, we wouldn't have said none of this, but you can't be out here making us look bad when we sit up here fronting the babies this and medical expenses, and on top of all paying all this stuff, we're also keeping the kid. So why, again, to their point, why do you need child support?
Yeah. Wow. Shout out to the dads out there, man. Y'all definitely making a resurgence, because back in my day, it was a lot of deadbeats around this motherfucker. And now all these dads, I
love to see it. And when I see it and I know that it exists, I love to praise it, because we need to see more of it. It is happening out here.
It is.
It's just that more deadbeats are like the toxic red flag, get more attention seeking, you know, just like good marriages and bad marriages. There's a lot of good marriages out there, but it's because a lot of bad marriages that happen that get more of that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you see it, or at least you know of something, you try to at least shed light on it. And like, you know what? All hope is not
it's not lost. No,
it's not
of course
lost.
not.
It's not lost. And when we talk about trash women, there's trash women. It is what it is.
There's trash women a lot.
You know, it is what it is. Did you see Kanye with the kids recently? I posted a picture on our story.
I saw you post a picture. Yeah, he just looked like he was just enjoying soccer day or whatever.
Girl, that's all that man wanted, okay? Like, it was a slide of like different photos and videos, and you could clearly tell them kids love their damn daddy, okay? Shy Chicago was running up to her dad. North, there was a video of North was like further away from her dad, and you just see her running and then jump to Kanye and give him this big old hug, and you know, and she just kind of like held on to him, and you know, he just had the smile. Kim was, you could clearly tell, being a mom and trying to keep that 5 feet social distance thing. Like, she was just kind of like, okay, you got the kids, I'm right here with Saint watching him play soccer, where's Psalm? Like, she just was very matter of fact. But Kanye just looked like, this is all I've been wanting. It was hilarious.
They probably called the paparazzi so they could take a little picture, get everything settled down in the media, let y'all see everybody's working together now.
Girl, ain't no telling, because we know one thing, baby. Kris Jenner is she gonna make sure something looks like how it needs to look.
Sleep. So you do not sleep. That's so funny. I heard a random story about Kris Jenner. Apparently she started like a business certificate course or something.
Oh wow.
But it costs like the tuition is like $10,000, and it's just like, you get like a certificate, I think. I'm like, these folks be getting their money.
Girl, they be getting their money, honey. Shout out to Jen Mai. did you have any topics you wanted to discuss? I have another one, but I'll wait.
Yeah, I do have one. And this is like a layered topic because we've talked about this on our show before. When it comes to like microaggressions that Black women have to deal with sometimes, like in the workplace or office place or the grocery store, anywhere. And I thought it was interesting because, of course, all of the attention, Will Smith got all of the attention on the Oscar night, but shout out to Tiffany Haddish because I feel like she's a little MVP there too.
Loved her. I loved her.
She had a little red carpet moment where she was being interviewed on the red carpet by some unnamed reporter. And, the reporter asked her, usually reporters will say on the red carpet, they'll say, oh, you look great. Who are you wearing tonight? That's like usually the typical spiel on the red carpet. Everybody knows that. So she sees Tiffany Haddish and she walks up to her and she says, she's like, oh, wow, looks like you did a little costume change. Did you do a little costume change or whatever? And Tiffany's like, no, this isn't a costume. This is a designer gown. I think she said, I don't know what she said, Dolce & Gabbana, one of them expensive.
She said Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, okay. She was like, this is Dolce & Gabbana, custom. And she was like, this is not a costume. They did not pay me to be here. I paid for this gown. Like, she kind of went off on the lady. And the lady made like
and the lady was like, my time of death.
She's like, oh, my time of death. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Well, you look great. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, you need to double back because I feel like, honestly, a lot of these Caucasian people in, the workplace, wherever you may be, they're not even realizing what they're doing sometimes. I don't know if it's purposeful, it may be, but I feel like they're just so used to treating Black women on like a different level where they just don't approach them with the same type of respect. Like, I don't know. It's something that rubbed me the wrong way about that too. Because it's like costume, it's not a big deal, but it's like the way she said it. It did come off kind of degrading. Like, I don't know, give me like a blackface doing a little dance for the white folk. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way how she said it, but I don't think she intentionally meant it like that. I just think it's a level of respect that they bring to like the white actors and such, where they're just like, oh my God, so elegant. Who are you wearing tonight? Like that's how they approach them. But it's like you see some credits, you're like, oh, okay, you did a little costume change, girl. Like it's like y'all always want to downplay some shit that a Black woman is doing so you could be down with the get down. It's just like, bitch, I'm a celebrity. I need you to treat me as such. Like I feel
her. She said, this is what money look like. She said, this is what money look like. Get into it, honey. This is what it looked like. She was like, this is what it looked like. I was like, yes. She went off on her ass. Yes, like, girl. Yes. She was like,
had it too.
Where are you from? She made that girl all the way nervous, honey.
Girl,
guess what?
She was like, all the while you don't even have shoes on. She was like, you don't even have shoes on.
You don't.
While you talking about me, my costume change,
I was dead.
You on the red carpet with no shoes on. Baby, like, why do y'all do this? Okay, it's the audacity for me, but it was a great moment.
Also, I think this is the year too. I mean, not even the year, but I think this is just the era and the time where, yes, Will Smith did what he did. She, the news reporter, whatever you want to call her, that was asking questions to Tiffany Haddish. She said what she said, but I just feel like this is the time where it's watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Watch how you talk to me. Watch how you talk to me. Watch what you say. You think twice before you ask that question. You need to go back to the drawing board and you need to make sure that you have a standard script. So that way, no matter what celebrity walks past, it is a synchronized, you can't freeball me. Like, we not cool. I don't know you. You don't know if that would offend me. Like, watch your mouth when you talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, this is still a professional setting. You are at your job. This is what I do. You're here to interview me, right? Like, it's just like you said, the audacity. It's the lackadaisy, like round the way, like, hey girl, hey Tiffany, girl, I don't know you like that. Yeah, and ain't no hey, ain't no hi,
girl.
Like
no. And that happens so often in the workplace where I'm just like, do you think that's how we're gonna be like work BFFs? Is by you trying to be like, yes, girl, knowing damn well I know you don't talk like that, and you think that I talk like that strictly on the strength that I'm Black, and that's offensive to me. So it's just
offensive. Just stop. Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. How you talk to Tom Cruise is how you need to talk to Idris Elba. How you talk to Julia Roberts is how you need to talk to motherfucking me. Period. Yeah. Like, period.
It. Y'all be
it's
trying
so
to do
simple.
Too much.
It would take the pressure off of you, boo. Like, because you're already nervous. You're already nervous.
Girl.
And now I just made you look like a complete fool.
That has happened just so many times. I thought that was funny. Of course it didn't get that much shine, but
girl, I loved it. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I was like, yes, girl.
Yes, like talk your
costume.
shit.
Talk
your shit.
Like,
girl.
Said, baby, this is what money look like. Get into it. Look at it. This is what money look
like. Ain't no damn costume.
Ain't no damn costume. Costume wear, bitch. She said, I paid for this. Ain't no ad. This ain't no sponsor. Like, girl.
Custom.
Okay.
Another thing.
One of none.
I just gotta also say, no shade to Tiffany Haddish. I love that she can afford Dolce & Gabbana and all that expensive shit. I just wish that Black people would support Black designers. I'm just over Black people being so pressed over these old white designers. Like, I'm just over it. That's my only thing. It's okay. I know you can afford that stuff now. And it's like, yes, you got to be up there with the people, but it's just like, how are Black people going to get up there if our people who are in the upper echelon don't bring them up? Like it's starting to happen a little bit with Telfar and stuff, but I feel like it could still happen a bit more because it's just so old fashioned-y with the oh my God, I'm wearing Chanel and I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana and I'm wearing Louis Vuitton and I'm wearing, okay, but it's just like, what else? Something for your people.
I would agree with you there. I actually have started over the last, I've been supporting Black designers for a while, like higher end designers. Not saying that, lower end or anything like that. What I'm saying is like, from a swimsuit perspective, things like that, I've kind of been doing that. And then even now, more recently, how I've been even aware of these designers are from influencers. So I follow some influencers and I'm like, damn, that is bomb. And they'll tag it. And I'm like, damn, this is Black owned. So like 4 or 5 of the places that I constantly shop now are all Black owned. Not Black boutiques. These are like Black people who make the fashions. You know what I mean? And they're bomb as fuck. They pricey as fuck. But again, if I'm gonna spend money with, Gucci or whoever, I'm gonna spend money, but here's my thing too that I want us to do as well, regardless of the race. Definitely support us always. Small, big, or indifferent. But I'm just so tired of everybody using the same designers. Like, if you like Louis Vuitton, if you like Gucci, there are some bomb other designers of other nationalities, white, Asian, whatever, that you don't even know about. Like the rich, wealthy, they fuck around and be like, who are you wearing? Oh, baby, I'm wearing such. You'd be like, who is that? Exactly. Like, you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like,
designer.
We use the same designer. So then, you see some, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, God, just pick somebody different.
Is that what you thought I was going to say?
Support us, but I'm just like, can we also just branch out too?
Like, is that what you thought I was going to say?
No, I didn't. I didn't think you were going to say that at all.
Because you was like, what are you about to say?
No, I didn't think you were going to say that at all. Nope. So yeah, I totally agree with you. But I love the Black designers that I follow, and I tag them in all my stuff too, just so that, because people are like, what'd you wear? Da, da, da. Like, I just, it's something that, I recognize that I didn't do as a lot of back then. And then now just with the whole influencing and bloggers and paying attention to what people are doing and actually being intentional, not just liking the pic, but being like, oh, let me go here. And then like when I have something to go to, I'm like, oh, let me go back to that designer and see if she has something or he has something, that type of thing. So
now I am going to say that I feel like when it comes to those people that buy stuff like that, it's because they don't have like stylists and stuff. It's like people don't know. Some people who aren't fashionable, they just like, oh, I should buy a Dolce & Gabbana because it's Dolce & Gabbana. Like they don't have any fashion sense. Now, I mean, I'm not the most fashionable person, but I know there's some people who, if they don't have fashion sense, they're just going to buy the name brand off of the name.
Sure.
Or they're going to buy the brand off of the brand.
Yeah.
But
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's true too. That's true. That's very true.
If I had money, I would have a stylist for sure. I'd have a personal shopper and a stylist just because I don't like shopping and I don't be liking to look through clothes and stuff. Like I'm very indecisive when it comes to shopping and buying clothes. And I'm such a plain Jane that it takes something or somebody to get me out of the regular clothes that I would purchase, like the regular colors I'm gonna purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Makes sense.
That used to be
I'd have a stylist too.
That used to be your college. When we were in college, that was Mia's dream job.
It used to be. Yeah, for sure. It used to be until I had like 2 people reach out to me. And this was like so informal. It wasn't because I had a business in styling or anything like that. This was like within the last 5 years. I had some people reach out to me like, hey, can you style me for this job interview? Can you style me for, I'm going out for a work event, that type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you, whatever. So then I started like, I had no blueprint. I don't even know how to look for people for clothes. I know what looks good on me. I know what I like. You know what I mean? Like I know my body type. I know what looks good, what doesn't look good, what works, what doesn't work, whatever. So I did whatever I could do. I pulled some things, put them on like a Microsoft Word, copy paste. Like, here you go, girl. Like I had like a little presentation and they loved it. But the amount of time, if I'm honest, the amount of time it took me to like get the inspo and to like do the board and like be like, here are some stuff you can do. Never again. Yeah. Like you would have to like pay me what Ray J was paying Kim, what so-and-so was paying these people. Like I would have to be in the malls, like on your credit card, but also getting paid hourly. Like that's what they do, like really, really doing it. And I'm not doing any of that for just, hey girl, can you hook me up for it? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm going to go online and be like, here you go, girl. I think this would look cute on you. Here's where you can find it. Yep. If you like it, they said they had your size. If not, find you something like it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's what I was doing.
Some of these personal shoppers, girl, they're getting paid like $20,000 a month just to buy people's clothes.
The clientele, the clientele, and it also again depends on the clientele, right? Mm-hmm. Like, these are people that have money and just really can't. They just don't like shopping. Like, absolutely,
they can't.
That's a different type of elevation.
Yeah,
that's a different type of elevation. But yeah, so yeah. No, it wasn't. The little that I did do, I was like, it was taking me a lot of time. And also, I think too, for me a little bit for me too, because I would have a stylist myself. Like I enjoy shopping to a certain degree. I don't necessarily enjoy going to the malls anymore, but I do like going online and ordering a whole bunch of shit.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I can't, I used to like going to the mall. Now I get anxiety. Like I can't be in there longer than an hour. Girl. I really can't. Like
it's
just
so
don't like being in
weird shopping and
I don't like being in the malls at all. Really, truly, I don't. I don't even like pulling up to a mall.
Girl, I hate malls. I don't even know the last time I've been in the mall. And usually when I go to the mall, it's to eat. It's like to go to the food court and then get something to go back. But I think malls are going extinct. To be honest,
they've got to be. I mean, I don't even know. Like I know our big mall, well, our really nice mall, Green Hills, I have a client, she called me today actually, and she was like, she moved here from Houston. She's from New Orleans, but she moved from Houston to open up her beauty school. She was like, oh my God, I just had a meltdown. I was like, why? She was like, we don't have a Saks. And I was like, the Saks Fifth Avenue. I was like, no. She said, I put it in the GPS and it drove me to the outlet mall. I said, that used to be off 5th, which is the outlet version of Saks. I said, even that is closed. Damn. Yeah, that's closed. She's like, I just can't. She's like, you guys don't have a Neiman's? I was like, I said, girl, the best place to go is Atlanta. She said, I know. That's where I'm always in Atlanta. She was like, but that's where all the scammers go and everything is out of stock when I go to Atlanta. So
and because, like I said, shot.
People get shot. You know, she's from Houston. Houston, baby. Houston's lit with shops. Like they got like 8 Zara's, all of them the bomb.
I want to
like
go to
Neiman, Saks, Bloomingdale's. Like Houston is just.
You want to do a Houston
Dallas
trip?
Too. We got to do a Houston trip. Remember
I've never been to Houston.
You know what we're working on.
I would love to go to Houston. The food. I just I feel like the food is really good.
The food is really good. The food is really good. They got good seafood.
Tex-Mex.
I love Dallas though too. Dallas is probably my favorite, but I love Houston too.
Really? Most people say the other way around.
Dallas, I would move to Dallas. I always say I would move. If there was a city I would move to, it would be Dallas. Dallas has a lot of money. Dallas is one of the top cities for African Americans that make money from a corporate standpoint, but also an entrepreneur standpoint outside of like Atlanta, things like that. But Dallas is just lit. Dallas is lit.
I've never been to either. Well, besides the airport, but wow.
You gotta go.
Gotta hit up Texas. All righty.
And we'll record a podcast when we're there.
Sure will.
So I did want to bring up this topic also. I know I wanted to include it in this episode. It is a little bit of a Debbie Downer, you know, but I took a screenshot so I could reference it. Where did it go? But for most of us, did you see the 14-year-old who was not strapped in the
yeah, so sad,
amusement park? And let's see, because there was developing reports on that too, which pissed me the off.
Yeah, girl, because I know they're not trying to act like it's not their fault.
Girl, as of today, they were saying the amusement park they confirmed that the boy, here it is, the boy was locked in and his seat remained locked in even after he fell. Well, how did he fall? If he was locked in, how did he fall?
Exactly. I was like, y'all write the dumbest shit. Like, I don't care either way y'all slice or dice this. I don't care how you try to reword this. Y'all are responsible for this.
They're responsible
in every facet and every way.
Period.
Y'all know that. So I don't even know why y'all even trying to fight whatever y'all trying to fight, whatever narrative y'all trying to spew for what? Everyone knows it's y'all fault on every level.
I'm just so upset. Girl, I was crying. Girl. Like I was boo-hoo crying because I have a 13-year-old who, fortunately for my son, he a little bit scary. He wouldn't really do nothing like that anyway. But again, just me imagining if he was into that, and like I can cry right now. Like it's just so freaking sad. The parents were there who saw their kid. Like even there were reports. So for those who don't know, there was a 14-year-old boy by the name of Tyree Sampson of Missouri who fatally fell from a free fall attraction in Orlando. All right. It was revealed and obtained by CNN that the harness was locked when the drop ride came to a halt. But again, as me and Whitney just reported, you know, in most of us who have common sense, how did this boy fall if he was strapped in? Now, he was a heavier set kid.
He wasn't.
So there also were reports that were saying he was too big for that ride, which again lead back to the people that work there. Why was he allowed to get on the ride? Why was he not? That's what the, you know, when you stand, you know, we've all been to, most of us have been to amusement parks, and you'd be like, oh, you need to stand up here. How much, you know, well, you need to sit on this scale, or I don't know if they use a scale. What I'm saying is they have certain requirements and restrictions. So if he was too big for that ride, why didn't anybody stop him and say, hey, we need to, you know, either way you're liable, but don't sit up here.
Either way you're liable. Either way.
Oh, well, it was locked. Like, oh my God, like I am just so infuriated by this story. And even apparently there were reports from the friends of his as they were going up. He said, hey man, he says, I feel like something's not right. He was like, so, and when they got to the top, he said, if I don't make it down, he was like,
yeah, he said he wanted him to tell his parents, you know, that he loved them, because he was scared to go on the ride, first of all. And y'all, Mia is crying right now. I can't even imagine what it feels like to be a parent, because this world, I mean, when I tell you it's all types of shit in this world that's going to get you fucked up out here, like, it is just so scary, this world. And it's scarier because it's always harder when it's like no body's like finger to point, like there's no one to, it's like, even if you held the people who were there responsible, they're 16 and 17-year-old kids running the ride. And it's like, you got to go bigger than that now, because now you got to hold the company responsible and say, well, why do y'all have 17 and 16-year-old kids operating this ride when this is serious safety concerns? So now everything may be changed now, because I've been to several amusement parks. I may have actually been to this one because I lived in Orlando and went to several like this, where it's kids, it's teenagers operating the rides. Okay. So they had already said that this boy, because he was 6'5" and over 200 pounds, that he was being turned away left and right from all these different rides. He kept trying to get on rides at the park. The different ride people were not letting him on. This was the only ride that was like, oh no, you're good, you can go. So that's why he also felt away, because it's like, damn, he kind of knew he probably shouldn't have been on the ride because everybody else was turning him away. But then again, he's a kid, he's a child. He's going to do what he thinks is okay, period. And, you know, that's why you have to teach your children and everybody, just follow your intuition, follow your gut instinct. That's God. That's everybody trying to protect us on the spirit side of things. Sometimes you got to follow that gut instinct, no matter how crazy you feel, no matter how much of a punk you're going to be, just follow your gut instinct. But I do hope that, like, you know, it's a tragic situation. And I hope the family is like, there's no amount of money that could ever cover what the fuck happened, you know, but I do hope that they are given something that gives them a little bit of justice there. And I feel like it needs to go higher than that, like with regulations, because we should not have teenagers operating rides that people can die on. You know, you need to be at least above the age of 18, and safety protocols need to be like really, really highly set in place where people are not taking this lazy, you know? And so I think this is going to be like an eye opener for future situations like this, because kids are still going to go to amusement parks. They're still going to ride rides. So maybe everywhere across the world now, it can be something set in place where this shit can't happen no more, because that's scary. That's just so sad and so scary.
It is. It's just so sad. I mean, and I'm also too just sick with, you know, people that actually got to see it happen, you know, like how, you know, and I even went off on my husband just because I was my own emotional, because he's watched it and he was like, you know, and I'm like, I don't want to hear about that, you know, like I don't want to hear about.
I watched it. I didn't want to watch it.
It's just like we become so desensitized.
What I was watching, like I was like, what the fuck? Right. Like I was like, what? Like what? Like I had no clue what I was even watching. I didn't even realize what happened. I had went back and watched the headline after I watched it. Like, what the fuck did I just see? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's so. No,
I just hate that. It's not that people watched it. I just hate that it was even recorded. Like,
it's crazy. It was recorded and posted.
I see why, but because nobody thought it was gonna happen. But
and it's the world we live in. Everybody's live streaming this, live streaming that.
Sure, absolutely.
You don't even know, but it's just like, what we talked about earlier with them saying traumatized. This is a situation where everybody that was there
Yes. Thank you.
I'm traumatized. I didn't even want to watch it, and I'm traumatized. I'm never getting on a ride again in my life. Not to say I was a rider anyway, because when I was a kid, I was scary as fuck, but I still got on the ride. But now I'm good on rides, period. Yeah, that's trauma. That's trauma right there. Everybody on that ride, everybody who saw that, they're not even gonna know what's real, what's fake at this point. That shit was so crazy. And yeah, everyone's gonna be traumatized. Even the fucking operators, the people that work there may be traumatized, because some of them, I'm sure they didn't know. It's probably only one person that actually let that boy on the ride. You know what I'm saying? Right. All the rest of them kind of reacted to that situation.
Yeah, so, for sure.
This is thick.
For sure.
That park may close down or shut down or whatever. Like that's big. That's big.
They gotta open up an investigation and all that. And it just pissed that headline today.
Yeah.
Just that
statement is ridiculous.
It sent me over. Yeah. I was like, how dare you?
And once again, it needs to be said, if that boy was white, would that statement have been made? It has to be said. It wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have.
I'm trying to tell y'all. It's these microaggressions, the way that people are treated, like depending on if the victim is white or black, you're going to get a completely different treatment, a completely different headline. It's sick. It's sick. This media is sick. Yeah.
Sick.
Mia.
No, I'm sorry. I cry. I just don't when it comes to kids and old people mm-hmm. I literally just have meltdowns. That's why I can't hear about, and I get it. To some people, listening to the news is what my mom would say, you need to know what's going on in the world. And I do feel like there's a little part of that where, yeah, of course you do need to kind of have your ear to the street, but for my own peace of mind and because I feel everything, mm-hmm. and I feel everything so immensely, I have to take certain things in and then just not even know about beyond that, because I can't handle it, and it's not that I don't want to know or be ignorant to it. It's just, I literally can't handle it. And then, I'm already super overprotective over my son, and I still try to figure out ways how to balance, not being super overprotective and letting him live, but then also being a parent and making sure he's safe and he's good and he's okay, especially in this world where everything is just so, they find out before we even have the chance to have the conversation about everything, you know what I mean? About any and everything, they already know before I can get there to them. And some things I don't even think about. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, how did you know about that? Or why? I wouldn't even thought to talk to you about that because we're not there yet or whatever, it's whatever. But it's just, kids and old people will send me over. Mistreatment in death and all that kind of stuff. So
and it's been a lot.
God bless their family.
God bless that family. But it's been a lot of things in the news recently, tragic situations with these kids, and with social media being involved. There was also something that happened with two cousins, and there was a gun, and
saw that.
Apparently, one of the cousins, I think they were 12 and 14 or something like that. One of them shot and killed the cousin. And then when he went to go pick up the gun went off. He killed himself, or she killed herself. It was all on live. It was all on Facebook Live. So a bunch of people saw it, and it's just so crazy. It's every time you close your eyes, it's something tragic out here happening to these kids. And it's definitely the younger generation, because, and I don't know if maybe they're broadcasting it more, because everything the younger generation do, they put it on social media, everything, everything's immediately live streamed or whatever. So True. It's we have so much more, visibility into what's happening with them, because we've all done dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's back in our day, we didn't post it. It's we could just have that shit die with the memories and no one knows.
Right.
So it's just now it's just kids, it's tough because everyone has to be wary of just the social media stuff. And a lot of times they're even even the fact they were playing with the guns, it was for social media. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. It was to be on social media with the guns and stream and live stream. So it's just sad. It's just sad what this world is like turning into.
No. You just have to rate, you know, and one of the things I'll say too is stay in your kids' business. You know, like I know when I was growing up, my mom was always in my business. Even though I try to conceal things and, you know, all that kind of, I had a sister that was always in my business. And I now do that with my son to the point where
So they still are in your business.
And they still are. I'm 35 and they still are very much in my business. Okay. And so with my son, you know, I'm annoyingly in his business. Now, do I give him some grace and he has his personal time? Sure. Right. Sure. Because he's still developing into a young man. However, all right. Ain't no locking no doors up in this house, right? He got a sign on his outside door that says stay out or knock before you. we pay. I let him have that for decoration, but beyond that, he know what it is. I will take the door off all these hinges. You won't have no door, okay? And even when it comes to his cell phone, he has a cell phone. I go through that phone every now and again. He don't know when I'm gonna go through it because I don't need to let him know, hey, Monday and Wednesday are cell phone checks.
Right.
Because
every random Monday and Wednesday it's random.
That girl, we may be walking in the mall, all right? And he texting. I'll be like, give me your phone. He'll be like, why? I'm like, because I need to go through it. Give me your phone. You know, it'll be just random.
So he know not to get out of the two line.
Not to say it. Exactly. And again, it's not that I'm trying to be like, okay, whatever, but I know parents that don't do that at all. And their kids' business has come out in other ways where I'm like, well, had you done some checkups or maybe had some questions or had conversations with your kids, you would know this before it got out at the school. And now you've got child protective services coming at your door because XYZ. Like, these are real things that are happening, and you have to understand as parents, especially, you know, our age and older, we didn't have social media back then.
Nope.
We didn't have access to that. So what these kids are posting, what these kids are texting, what these kids are sharing, even if they delete it, that shit never goes away. Somebody will screenshot that. You might have deleted it, but somebody would screenshot it, share it with somebody else, share it with the next person. You know, it's just, it's a different era.
It's for life now.
It's a different era, and it is okay to be in your kids' business. They are kids. Kids like structure. Kids, when I say kids like structure, they hate structure. They'll tell you they hate structure. Like, oh my God, why do you have to be? But kids need it. They need it, and they respond to it very well when you have it. I'm not saying that makes a perfect kid. I'm just saying that you have to learn your child and what works for your household, but from the basis of things, you know, it's just interesting how I see some of my other girlfriends, their kids will stay up till 2 a.m. on a school night. Or, you know, when they were 5, they didn't have a bedtime. And then, you know, where my son would be in the bed at 8, you know, even if he didn't go to sleep at 8, you would be in the bed at 8 because you need to know, you know, structure.
Rules and structure, yeah.
It's just, we live in a world where there's rules. And what I tell my son is, if you don't answer to me or your dad or your stepdad or whatever, once you get out here in this real world, you're going to have to answer to somebody. You're going to have a boss one day. The cops are the worst to answer to. The government. Like, there's people that go beyond your parents that you have to answer to. There are rules. You cannot participate in life and do what you want to do. We don't live in that type of world. No. And if you know what I'm saying, and as a person of color, especially, and as a young Black boy, even if you do play by the rules, you still are up for things that others are not, that are of other races. So, you know, it's just a constant conversation. It's a constant struggle, but also a constant like reminder for our household to have the conversations, to be up in our kids' business in a healthy way. There is a healthy way to do it, you know, and still allow them to have privacy, to feel like they have something for themselves. But yeah, no, ain't nobody playing with no guns.
If I had a kid, they'd have a whole tracking device. They'd have a whole tracking device on their wrist.
Necessary. It's just necessary. These days, it's like, necessary.
Come here and put this bracelet on.
And you cannot be staying over nobody's house. Like, no, they can come over here.
Yeah, the sleepovers is over here. The sleepovers can be over here. If you want
them to come, if you want to have sleepovers, they can come here.
Yeah.
You are not, because listen,
the way the world is, sleepovers canceled for real. Y'all can do a Skype sleepover, because the way the world is, no.
What you said, ain't no sleepovers.
Girl, this ain't 1990s no more. Like, people be tripping. I can't.
Girl, I can't.
I'm paranoid with no kids.
I won't.
So,
period.
If I was a mom, it'd just be like, bitch, you can't do shit. Your mama don't let you do nothing.
That's what they be like. And that's what my sister be like. She'd be like, I know Carter be like, and Carter's gonna be like, dang, your mama don't let you do nothing. But I'm like, I don't give a damn.
But it's like, y'all can do it if I'm there. I can plan the fun stuff for us to do.
Look, I will be in the back. Y'all can do whatever you want. I
don't trust
right here.
Parents. I don't trust these kids. I don't trust these siblings of the kids. I don't trust the nanny. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. No. I don't trust my own damn shadow. Okay. So
look, what you said, it just is what it is. It's a different time. It's definitely a different time. It was, we had shit back in the day, but it is on steroids now. Okay. So,
girl. Well, God bless everybody. What else can we talk about at this point? I mean, we've done it all. We can end with the tea bag. Do you have anyone a tea bag?
I'm trying to think of somebody good I could tea
bag. I know it's been something that was funny recently in the damn it.
Who do I want a tea bag?
Oh man. Kodak had just.
No, I mean, I guess I would just teabag any and everybody who got something to say about conduct and behavior as it relates to the Will Smith Oscar nominations. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, especially of other nationalities, and even some of us with our own nationalities, it's okay to be disappointed. You know what I mean? It's okay. Yeah. Like, yeah, we like adults, we know how to act. We know right from wrong. We should have thought a second longer or two before we responded or reacted. But the dramatics, the oh my God, I'm still processing this information. Not Chris Rock. I'm talking about the other people who are witness to it. I'm just still processing.
Wanda
Sykes. Processing what? A bitch slap? Like, bro.
Dumbass down.
Right.
I just wanted to hit him with the what?
What you want to hit him with?
With the sit your dumb ass down, Cole. Like, shut up. I'm like, what did they say on Martin? Sit your dumb ass down, Cole. Like, shut up. Sit down. Like, we don't want to hear this shit.
I saw a meme that was like, I want this Will Smith and Chris Rock shit wrapped up by noon tomorrow. Like, we're moving on. Moving on. I don't want to hear any more about it. Let's wrap it up.
The only thing that can keep forth is the memes. If y'all keep making these memes, I'm with it.
It's gonna keep going. The memes are always welcome to stay because they are forever.
They're forever there.
Even the entanglement memes, they're hilarious. I mean, it is what it is. It's hilarious.
The memes are there.
Mark in culture.
The meme, that what bitch are you gonna do? Slap meme is there forever. Once again, it's another little check mark for Chris Rock on that check, because he's gonna have to relive this incident over and over again for the next 10 years.
You say what? What I know is you better not get on that stage and say nothing about my mama, because I'm gonna slap. Like, he's forever going. This is his job. His job is to make jokes. Now it's going to be, you can't make a joke about nothing because I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
And he has to mention, like, if he does stand up or anything, he has to mention the Will Smith thing. Like, that has to be his headline fucking act. Like, everyone's gonna want to know about it.
He apparently sold out like all his tickets in a record-breaking time. Reports were saying for some show or shows he has coming up.
I don't know who would want, like, I don't get I just don't. I don't know. I'm thinking those are the
Chris
people
Rock
outraged.
is very accomplished. He has his following. He has his own audience. He has his own people that support him. But to your point, you know, I don't know now how many, but apparently because of this, it skyrocketed sales. So that is a good thing for him.
And I would love to see that audience. I'm sure that audience
buying them because they probably just are buying them honestly to hear about the incident. You know, like I still think that they're not buying them to really see him. They're buying them to probably be like, "Ooh, this. If there's any time to see him, it would probably be now."
Tickets. They're probably buying it up because they know people gonna want the tickets later, and they're gonna raise the price up. But you know, I'm not gonna shade Chris Rock. Get your coin, Chris Rock. You're the man. Apparently, I've never liked his stand up.
I have never
been
liked
funny.
Chris Rock stand up.
Now,
I didn't even watch. Did you watch Everybody Hates Chris?
Yes. And I didn't want to watch. I never wanted to watch the show, but I've seen some episodes and they're funny. The episodes are funny. I like him in that throwback movie where he died and came back as a white man. I forget what that movie is called, but that was my movie. Chris Rock is funny in movies to me.
What movie was that he was in with Kerry Washington? I think I Love My Wife.
Yes. Yep. When he was cheating.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that years ago. I don't remember how it was, but I did watch that movie.
Yeah. His movies back in the day, they was okay. They was all right.
Boomerang. Hey, that's my favorite movie. You know, he was a little male guy.
Little cameo.
The mailman.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, he was like a cameo. It was the cameo.
Yeah.
But you know, he was in there. What's up, Chris Rock?
Chris Rock, you may be able to buy your own studio after this check, okay? Because
you might be. Listen, we wish you many. Listen, it is no denying that what happened to you was not. You know, nobody should have put their hands on you from a respect point. However, because they did, I will say, milk it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Milk it. If Will wants to give you a check, honey, take that check, honey. Cash that check.
Yeah. I would love to hear more about it. So we're gonna stay tuned and keep y'all posted. Make sure you're following us, Melanin Me Podcast, on all of our social media platforms. Help us reach 100K followers on Instagram, y'all.
Yes. Ooh, once we hit 100K, girl, we may go to fucking heaven. I mean, like visit.
No, I'm not ready to go to heaven.
Well, not like that. I'm saying like, you know, somewhere beyond, like, oh my God, like 100,000. Wow.
We're gonna hit 100,000. We're over the hump. We're over 50K. I have seen the vision. We'll be at 100,000.
Yep, we will. And we also have some really great things happening this year too, that we can't wait to discuss once they happen. But you know, lots of good things coming up. Lots and lots of good things for Melanin Me Podcast duo. What are we? 4 years? 3?
3 and
we started August of 2018.
Oh, damn!
4 years in August, right?
That's crazy. Time be flying, y'all. That thing crazy. Time just be flying. Well, we're here for the ride, so fly with us and see what we got going on.
Fly with us, baby. Fly with us. So, all right. Well, this was a much needed episode. I think we covered a lot. But yeah.
Until next time.
Bye.